Today, how about a safe, sane 100 horses for your diesel that won't break the bank at the pump? Ian's our guest wrench today on Project Working Man. All that and more today on Trucks.
Whoa! That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, playing the role of Paul Vinson is Ian Johnson from Extreme 4x4. And quite literally, we are almost out of trucks. So Paul and Jessi are out on the road. They're hunting for the next trucks project. So Ian here is going to help us out.
That means that we have to do all the work.
No. They're out there working. I know they are. They told me they would work hard and look really hard to find a good trucks project.
I mean, that's a granny gear for sure. You probably climb a wall.
I will bet you 1 dozen donuts that we are finished this truck before they walk through that door today.
All right, you're on.
Deal.
All right.
I'll get started.
Like I was trying to say, we're going back to basics. Now, you've seen us build these high horsepower mega projects, but we also know that most people drive a regular truck like this 05 GMC Duramax. So what we're going to do is take this bone stock truck, we're going to create more horsepower, more lower end torque, and we're going to get better fuel economy to boot. You ready?
I know I'm ready. And today we're going to take you step by step through the installation of a series of matched components, all from Gale Banks Engineering, called the PowerPack. Now this PowerPack is going to give us everything that Kevin talked about. More horsepower, more torque, and of course, better fuel economy. Now whenever you start messing around with the diesel, it always involves some type of computer upgrade or software upgrade. Well, this system's no different. We're going to install the Banks AutoMine 6. Now this is a diesel tuner. This system works with the engine sensors as well as an EGT temperature probe that we're going to install in the manifold to give us 6 safe levels of added power. We're going to control it by uploading some software onto a Palm Pilot, making it the Banks Power PDA, and this system is going to allow us to monitor things like EGT, boost, quarter-mile times, 0-60 times, and best of all, when we pull that out of the truck, it still works like a regular Palm.
That's pretty cool stuff. Now, a cold air intake system is essential to a high-performance upgrade on a late model vehicle, and this Banks Ram Air system rocks. According to Banks, the Ram Air part of the package adds 42% more airflow. This is really going to breathe nicely. This flat spot with the way this filter mounts acts as a splash guard when we're hardcore off-roading. Now, Banks takes this system one step further with functional Ram Air that this mounts onto the bumper and takes advantage of the air envelope that surrounds a vehicle at speed to push our colder, denser air charge right on up into that Duramax.
A catback exhaust is going to help any engine breathe better, and when you're going to ram as much fuel and air into an engine as we are on this diesel, it's a must. So we're going to install the Banks Monster exhaust. True 4-inch pipe from the converter right back to this fully polished Banks Monster muffler. Fully welded and flow-through design. Then behind the muffler, we're going to split that flow into 2 tailpipes. Now there's really no benefit here aside from the fact that when you have 2 tailpipes like this hanging underneath the bed of your truck, you know it's going to look great.
The first component from our PowerPack to be installed is our Techni-Cooler. This ships with all the clamps and hardware, new couplers, and these larger than stock boost tubes. The cool thing about a diesel engine is that you can add fuel and make tons of power, but if you don't add air in with that, you end up with a bunch of black smoke puking out those pretty exhaust tips that Ian just showed you. Now this Techni-Cooler is a direct bolt-in replacement for GM Duramax's intercooler. Requires no cutting, no modification whatsoever. Now as you know, an intercooler is a heat exchanger, and this one will cool that hot air coming off your turbo by up to 250 degrees.
And obviously, cooler, denser air plus more fuel equals a lot more power, no black smoke.
That's right. Hey, we got some teardown to do now.
Actually, you have some teardown to do. I got some work to do down the hall.
This is a straightforward install that can be easily done over a weekend. First to go, the stock air intake, then the grill baffle, the grill shell, both headlamp assemblies, and then the radiator shroud. Next, mark and remove the hood latch, followed by the cooler for the Allison transmission. Then unbolt the condenser and remove the stock intercooler. With the airbox brackets out, it's time to take out the stock boost tubes. You want to make sure nothing gets into the ports of the turbo. To get the driver's side boost tube out, you'll need to take out the inner fender, loosen the tube, and snake it out over the wheel. We'll replace these with larger tubes later.
All right, man, I'm back, but I see with that coming out, all the disassembly's done, right?
Yeah, thanks for the help.
Well, I'm back. I'm finished. Got my coffee. I'm back here to work now.
Well, now we got to take a break, but when we come back, we'll actually get to start putting parts on our Duramax.
After the break, it's our Power Pack install. And later, we'll load our Duramax and check it out.
Hey, welcome back to Trucks, where today I'm joined by Mr. Ian Johnson from Extreme 4x4.
Now, Jessi and Paul are out looking for a new project truck, and I've got a dozen donuts riding on the fact that we're working harder in here than they are out there.
Pioneer.
No.
Wagoneer?
Double no.
Black Wagoneer.
Absolutely not.
Come on.
Now, trust me, they're out there working, they're going to find us a
If you
project.
say so, I'll believe you.
Today we're working on an 05 GMC Duramax that we're going to call Project Working Man. It's designed from the factory as a compromise of styling, performance, and economy. It's designed to appeal to as many people as possible.
I think what Kevin is trying to say here, the $10 way, is when this thing rolled off the lot, it was boring and it was underpowered. So we're fixing that. We're stuffing it full of the Banks PowerPack that's going to give this truck obviously more power, but best of all, it's going to tow better for the working man.
Well, I did all the hard work by tearing this thing down. We're going to start with this intercooler. Ian, grab that other stuff.
I got the cart because it's heavy. The factory Duramax makes 300 horsepower and 520 foot-pounds of torque. In its highest power setting, the PowerPack adds 100 extra horses and 230 pounds of torque. Plenty of grunt for towing heavy trailers, RVs, or hauling big loads. After reinstalling the front end pieces, the exhaust manifold needs to come out so we can install a thermocoupler that will let the system monitor exhaust gas temperatures. We need to put a probe into this manifold to measure the EGTs when the exhaust enters the turbo, and we're going to do that by screwing this adapter into the actual manifold itself. But obviously, no hole, so I'm going to drill one 2 1/4 inches back from the flange. With the manifold marked 2 1/4 inches back from the flange, we'll center punch and then drill with a 7/16 bit while making sure we keep the drill perpendicular to the manifold. Then tap the hole with a 1/4 inch NPT pipe tap. And since the manifold's off the truck, we can easily clean out the metal shards. Don't forget to use the supplied anti-seize. When the probe senses exhaust temperatures above 1350 degrees, the tuner defuels the system, keeping the turbo from overheating. Now, the factory does not measure EGT at all. They just load the computer with a base calibration and the truck runs from there. But when you start adding a lot of power to a diesel, it's important that you measure this. EGT, exhaust gas temperature, will allow your aftermarket device to actually add more power safely, and that's probably the most important thing. It goes this way.
Right, because at the end of the day, work trucks like this put food on the table, so they need to be as powerful as possible without sacrificing reliability. Before we install our new boost tubes, it's a real good idea to clean the tube ends and the fittings with lacquer thinner or acetone, especially this one we're reusing. This is going to make sure we get a nice, tight seal, and it's going to prevent slippage under full load. The Banks boost tubes are 1/2 inch bigger in diameter than stock, so they can flow a lot more volume.
The key to this system is the Techni-Cooler. Not only will it deliver 35% more air, the temperature of that air is cooled 25% as it crosses the core.
While Ian's cleaning up, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to put our new airbox and our catback exhaust in place.
Next, part 3 of Project Working Man is coming up.
Nice. Welcome back to Trucks and Project Working Man, where today I'm turning wrenches with Ian Johnson from Extreme 4x4, while Paul and Jessi are out scouring the countryside looking for a new trucks project.
Scouring?
We don't really have to get a truck, you know. We could Get a boat.
I can almost taste the donuts. Little side bet we got going.
Anyway, back to our project. So far, we've installed a new intercooler, bigger boost tubes, and an EGT sensor in the right bank exhaust manifold. And now Ian's getting ready to install this brand new airbox system.
Now, Kevin's already told you all the good things about this ram air, but there's one thing I wanted to show you. Normally, the box draws its air through this bottom inlet, but if you're going to ford a lot of water off-road like we do at Xtreme, you pull this little door on the side, and it gives the air an alternate place to get in. That way, your engine's not going to suck up a bunch of water and hydraulic.
The key is drawing air in, and this huge intake and filter do that well. The saying, an engine is just an air pump, is true. On a conventional engine, air is drawn in by the intake stroke, but on this turbo engine, the air is forced in at about 25 pounds of boost.
But Banks PowerPack proves that you can add 100 horses to your diesel just by addressing fuel delivery and ensuring your truck gets a cooler, denser charge of air. This means safe power and, best of all, no black smoke. You'll want to add a new O-ring to the intake air sensor slip in the filter indicator, and plug in the harness.
Now it's time to add the final piece to our cold air induction system. Now what this duct is going to allow us to do is to have functional ram air to enhance our already cold and dense air charge and really wake the breathing of this up. It connects to the bottom of the air box and attaches using 4 plastic fasteners that push into the fascia.
You all done down there, man?
Yep,
All right, let's get this thing on the lift.
sounds good. Ramming more air in is only part of the issue. The stock 3-inch exhaust is way too restrictive, and restricted exhaust will raise your exhaust gas temperatures.
A free-flowing exhaust reduces engine pumping losses and improves fuel
Nice.
economy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So this 4-inch exhaust with the monster straight-through muffler will have no problem passing some gas. I know what you're thinking, but wait a minute. This stuff always looks easy on TV. But believe us, this exhaust system install was easy as pie.
Okay, we're going to take a break. Ian's going to finish this up, and then we'll get under the hood, connect up a couple of things, and we'll get on the road.
Yes, we will.
Next, it's the conclusion of Project Working Man. Right after this.
I'll drive. Well, I'm already...
Hey, welcome back to Trucks and Project Working Man. We got a couple more things to do here under the hood before we can take our Duramax out on the road, starting with mounting our tuner module onto the side of the fuse panel. The AutoMind 6 tuner regulates fuel delivery 3 ways. It opens the injectors sooner, it increases fuel pressure at the injector, and it holds the injectors open longer. It uses an intercept harness that plugs into the truck's main harness using factory-style connectors. You'll need to connect and insulate the 2 lead wires that tie the EGT sensor into the system using the supplied heat shrink tubing. Then you're ready to connect the PDA. The other end of the wiring harness goes through a firewall grommet into the cab.
All right, inside the cab, the electronics are pretty simple. We'll hook into the ALDL connector from the truck, pull the harness through from the AutoMind, and then run the last cable over to the PDA. There it is. The PDA will let you control that fueling. Level 1 is stock. Level 2 gives the best fuel economy with moderate power increase, and levels 3 through 6 add progressively more power. We'll show you what else it can do out on the road.
All right, let's go.
I'll drive. Well, I'm already here, but you can get the door,
I'll get the door.
and I'll take you to my favorite donut shop because I don't see Jessi or Paul yet.
Whatever, let's test it toward something realistic.
Oh, there we go. The PDA's shift on the fly power level control also reports throttle position, boost pressure, engine coolant and trans oil temperature, torque converter lockup, and more. It also recalibrates for oversized tires and scans and clears those diagnostic codes.
We're towing a fifth wheel with a full-size F-150, an extra 6,000 pounds like a work truck would do. But in stop-and-go situations and low-speed back road driving, it feels like there's nothing back there. It's designed for towing.
Merging with a load is usually a dicey proposition, but the extra 230 pounds of torque takes out all the stress. Probably the cool thing is there's like no black smoke.
None. Spewing smoke may be okay at the track, but Banks was after more sensible performance for the street, so you won't see this system belching black smoke. It's emissions compliant.
Dual exhaust tips and that ram air scoop are subtle signs this rig is packing, but when you get behind the wheel, there's nothing subtle about the PowerPack.
Yeah, that feels pretty stout.
Yeah, that pulls hard. That's pulling from 70 to 80.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, look who showed up.
Yeah.
You guys owe me some donuts. I had to feed him.
They were good too, you missed it. But you were gone all day. Where's the truck?
Oh, we got some good news and some bad news.
Do you guys like to go fishing?
Not right
You're
now.
kidding me.
We got a boat.
Well, if you got a boat, that's fine, but right now you got some work to do. Get at it.
Yeah, do something.
I'm hungry.
Let's go fishing.
All right.
Hey guys, check it out. Taylor's got this full metal jacket 8mm Street Series ignition wire set. Not only do these look great with braided fuel lines, the full metal jacket set can withstand temperatures beyond most other wires. The set comes with polished aluminum jackets that fit over the silicone boots with spring locking plug terminals. Taylor's got these full metal jacket wire sets starting at about $130 for a 4-cylinder. And then of course they go up from there.
It's kind of like being a kid with chalk on the sidewalk, but this is paint for your tires. These are Dupli-Color's Hot Tire paints. Not only can you touch up your white walls, but they come in different colors so you can get all sorts of creative on old or new tires. Now the paint goes on really smooth, it dries fast, and resists water and fading. Now each pen is about $7, so go out and be a kid all over again.
Good donuts.
Good donuts.
Paul really likes his donut.
You guys already ate half the box.
There's a pink one there for you.
A half-eaten pink one.
That's I didn't like it, but anyway.
Guys, thanks for helping us today, man.
You're welcome.
We're gonna take this whole box.
You earned it.
Okay.
Now that gives us a good reason to go get some more donuts.
You're absolutely right.
Let's take this truck.
This Duramax rocks.
Ah, well, let's track it out.